Welcome back, everyone, to the Grace and Grit podcast. This is our New Year's special.
New Year's special.
How you doing, co-host?
Honestly, reflecting on this year has been quite difficult. It's been a challenging year, but honestly, I don't know if anyone's into astrology or not. I mean, I kind of am, kind of not. And it said that this year is the year of the snake, I think it was. And it's all about shedding skin, change. And I feel like this year definitely has been a year for change for a lot of people, at least everyone that I've talked to.
Yeah.
I feel it for myself. I feel like this was such a crazy year that reflecting this year was quite difficult, but I think it's necessary that we do this.
Yeah, this year bit all of us in the ass.
A little bit, yeah.
The year of the snake, huh? But my name is Ryman, and we have Aurora over here as our co-host. I just want to give a shout out to a certain viewer who left a comment. I hope he sees this.
We love all of our comments.
Yeah, no, it's great. Constructive criticism is fantastic. Oliver Gasper 6729, and I quote, "This guy seems to be a condescending jerk. Half of it is right. I am condescending. I'm not a jerk, though. I'm very nice." Okay.
Especially towards women.
Especially towards women. Yeah. He's just mad that he's a loser and plays games all day. And that's his problem.
Or maybe it was humorous.
I hope so. Because
I love sarcasm.
I don't think he was being sarcastic. He doesn't have a picture as his profile pic of himself. So that says enough.
Well, that comments from my last podcast when I said about the picture.
Yeah, I think so. Fantastic. But yeah, so this podcast, we're going to just talk about 2025 and 2026. Less so about the masculine, feminine, but the questions are going to have some of that in there.
This is taking place after Christmas. So it's been a full...
This is taking place...
the day before New Year's.
The day before New Year's, and it's going to be out tomorrow.
So this is very much a reflective year.
And we only started this a month ago.
You know what I'm really excited about, though, is that 2026 is a year of the horse, which means momentum, energy. So everything we're reflecting on today is definitely going to drive us into 2026. So we get clarity on these things and we can move forward with a great year, forgetting or learning from 2025 and the stuff we went through.
So first question, what are you most proud of this year that nobody really knows about?
Actually, you know what's really exciting is that for 2025, I actually very limited myself on social media. So a lot of people don't actually know what happened from December of last year all the way up to now. All they saw is pictures from Dubai and stuff like that. And that's it. But I actually took a position as a dance instructor where I choreographed weddings, did a lot of dancing. I learned 15 different styles of ballroom dance. So competition's very fun, but I actually have this dance routine that I did in samba that I'm very proud of. It is one of the hardest dances that we're told not to teach beginner dancers. And to be able to push myself past what I thought was possible, especially how I took flight mid-dance. Those who've seen it.
Oh, it was the one you showed us, right?
Exactly. I'm very
heels.
in the heels. It's this whole thing, and we also choreographed it in very limited amount of time. So in about 2 weeks before we actually had to perform was when we actually nailed down and got the routine. We even changed it the day of. So knowing that it's been a while, I think it's been 4 years since I've actually performed again, because I used to be a singer and a dancer and stuff like that. So coming back into that spotlight and having those feelings come up again, it's definitely a moment I was really proud of.
Yeah.
But I also learned a lot from it because I feel like growing up in the household that I grew up in, I very much had that achievement reward where it was always highlighted that if I achieved something, I was praised and that was very good. And if I wasn't achieving, it was almost what are you doing type of thing.
Yeah.
And so this year, not having that same reward system in place because, my family didn't, my mother came to see it, but the people who were reinforcing that reward system weren't there to see it.
Yeah.
I remember talking to you afterwards and I'm it felt a little not empty, but different. And learning how to have that reward system for myself and having you guys see it and my friends, people that I actually care about, come and watch it. That's something that I'm really secretly proud of, and I haven't posted online. So
no, 100%. When I saw it, I was like, "Wow!" That was a 2-minute dance, and
full thing.
It was insane. It was really good.
Maybe I'll post it after this.
Yeah, you can post it. And I think me and Tab both wish we were there because I forgot we were busy doing something. I think I was working or something. But even seeing it, I could only imagine how good it would be in person.
In person, yeah.
But even over the phone with the song, the remix and all that, It was
Oh yeah, the
great.
song was originally remixed. It was
Yeah.
bangers, absolute bangers.
It was a few bangers. I will not lie about that. But no, I'm very glad that because I know you talked about it before about like, you know, the your mom coming in and watching you and
Yeah.
like nobody like family wise wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, you know, you just not grow out of it, but it's something where you got to be proud of yourself.
But that's the
And-
thing though, like learning to be proud of myself
Yeah.
and like knowing when enough is enough. But things I never think enough is ever enough. Like there's
Mhm.
always something more.
There's always a ceiling to break.
Exactly. Like I want to be pushing myself. So,
Yeah.
and I'm my biggest critic. I always watch it and critically analyze myself. I'm like, okay, this can be better. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
I love learning from myself, growing.
I'm also your
challenges.
biggest critic.
Yeah, fantastic. That's the jerk part. No,
It's the condescending part. I don't criticize myself because there's nothing to criticize.
Oh yeah, I love it.
course.
I love it. Don't worry.
That's the sarcasm part, guys. But for me, what I'm most proud of this year, I think, is just kind of leaving the old stuff behind in an overall aspect, not just, you know, like emotional wise, but just
Your
even
work, your environment.
Yeah, leaving leaving my job and doing right now, I just have a part-time job as a bartender, which
No, but you're downplaying yourself. You're pursuing your passions.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've done that before.
I have not, no.
So is it scary for you?
It's fun. I think I like the
thrill.
I like the thrill of it. You know how
adventure seeker wants me to jump out of an airplane with him in Dubai.
I wish I would have taken you, but
I researched heavily because I thought we were gonna do it. Oh my!
But no,
2026.
2026.
Oh, I should not have said that.
Once we hit like 50,000 subscribers,
Aurora jumps out of an airplane.
we all jump out of an airplane.
Oh, we all
of us.
Heba.
Hopefully. She's like, no.
She's like, absolutely not.
But it's that sense of I enjoy the not so much the fear, but like the thrill of it. It's like, yeah, I believe in myself, so it'll work out. But the feeling you get when you're just pushing to do it yourself, that's great. Like doing this podcast, photography, videography, you know, leaving work and starting another job and looking for a full-time job now, like it'll come eventually. You know, I told my mom this. I'm like, 2026, this feels great. Like I actually feel so prideful and happy at the end of this year. 2026 feels fantastic, and it's not even here yet.
It does.
Doesn't it? Like I'm just I was driving the way here, and I'm just like listening to music. And I'm like, this is great. Like I feel so great right now. I'm like 2026. I think it's gonna be a fantastic year.
I'm very excited.
You know what? Because 2016, people say is like the pinnacle of what a year was in terms of everything. Like 2020. I don't know.
How old were we?
We were
when I was 15 years old. That was a great year.
We were 12 years old. 10 years ago.
I don't know what the hell I did. Was that first year of high school?
That was like grade 8, grade 7.
Oh, yeah. Those were great years.
Those were great years.
That was
so
great.
People, like it's an overall consensus that people like 2016 was the best year in terms of music, sports,
Vine.
What Vine, like
do
whatever.
For the Vine.
Everything.
Can we bring that back?
We should.
That was so good.
We should try.
Do for the TikTok.
Yeah.
Maybe not the same vibe.
But it's that sense where I think 10 years later, life feels great. You know.
I feel like life is. Like, I think from my point of view, so I just finished graduating from university, right? And nothing really prepares you for after school. You know, this whole system we're taught how to be a good student, do the system, right? And then they don't adequately prepare you for afterwards or even how to decide, right? They're like all these tests and stuff. But I feel like for me, doing that entrepreneurship, there is never a test that tells you, oh, you're going to be a perfect entrepreneur or whatever. It's very scary. And everything I talk about to people and my mentors is that I have to wake up every day and actively choose to be an entrepreneur, to choose this path, to live in the absolute unknown, and having no one guide you, or because there's not an exact path. There can be two people doing the exact same business and have completely different paths on how they succeed. So there's not a big standard. Well, I guess there's standard blueprint, but there's not like a general consensus.
Yeah, I mean, like when you work at a job for someone, you kind of know your layout of the day.
They tell you.
They tell you do this, take lunch, and then you do it again, and then you go home. At least when you're working for yourself, you got to figure out when to do when, how to do this. You figure this out. You spend 3 hours on ChatGPT asking for help on, well, how do I get this done?
How is this made? ChatGPT
how do I make this? So it's a lot of work, but I think that's the fun part.
I think it's very lonely, but at the
it
same
probably
time,
is.
Like having like my friends around me, that support system, and choosing to go outside and make my environment, it's very helpful. I'm very grateful for my friends this year. My friends made this happen, and it helped really ground me throughout this year. Actually, shout out to my friends for this year, because this year would have been absolutely terrible without you guys by me.
No, this year it was very interesting. In terms of friendship,
it was a shit show, bro. What the hell are you talking about?
For us, like
yes,
like we
reconnected
closer
this year.
Yeah, and
they don't even know. Okay, so here's the fun thing about how we met. So technically, we met this year.
Yes,
but apparently we went to high school together during COVID.
Yeah, during COVID.
Don't drop down the.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, but we both lived in the same city.
5 minutes away from each other.
5 minutes away from each other, but we didn't know each other.
And it possibly had the same class.
Either the same class or the same teacher for the same class, but 2 different semesters.
Exactly.
But that's
which is a mind fuck.
It's mind fuck. It really was crazy when we were talking about it, watching, I think it was the F1 movie beforehand, and we were just talking about it. You said you lived in Barrie, and I was like,
I'm like, what school did you go to? And then you mentioned it, and I was like,
wow, that's kind of great. The same age.
That was crazy.
Crossed paths. And I mean, it was during COVID, so we were just on a screen the whole time, which sucked.
And like we had masks across our face, so we couldn't really see anyone.
Yeah, so we didn't really know each other.
Yeah, but I'm actually glad that we met. Like
how we did. It was all meant to be.
It was all meant to be.
So it's very full circle. Interesting this year. Like just the things that you did that people don't know about. You just be proud of yourself. And if you didn't do anything productive, then don't be proud of yourself. Do it next year.
No, I think shame is a really good emotion that we need to like bring back, because shame, it's a motivator to make you do better. Yeah. And I think being able to reflect on this year and to admit to yourself, which is the hardest thing, and make that awareness to be like, yeah, I didn't do my goals. I wanted to do this, or hey, like this is not where I want to be in life. I think the first step you have to do is recognize where you want to be in life, like visualize that by doing meditations, listening to podcasts, listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
And then being able to recognize where you want to be, and then look at where you currently are, see that disconnect, and do feel shameful about that, because that will motivate you to do more. I find that negative motivators actually help me. So if, for example, when I learned how to skateboard during COVID, I had my friend with me. I'm like, your job's to catch me. And then of course I didn't fall, but I wasn't really going really far. I'm like, you need to call me out. You need to tell me that I'm doing a terrible job. So he's like, yeah, you're not going to amount to anything because you can't even ride the skateboard. That fueled me with so much fire that I got on that damn skateboard and I just kicked it, bro. And then there you go. I went around it like 3 times, learned how to skateboard. So
no, it
doesn't mean you have to, shoot me with negative comments.
You should definitely be shameful of the things that, not that you didn't accomplish, but you didn't attempt to accomplish. There's a lot of people that make the New Year's resolutions and they're like, I'm going to do
don't give up in January.
Yeah, or don't give up at all.
Make your accountability partners. I know that when we do our weekly goals, or weekly podcast goals, I guess, now, because we adapted it. I know I do weekly goals with a bunch of people. We are our own accountability partners. And so if you don't have that accountability partner, you don't have a friend to talk it with, you too.
Yeah.
Start with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a great motivator. Get an Alexa and be like, Alexa, remind me at 8 a.m. to get the hell out of my bed and start working on this goal.
Or do whatever. Go to the gym. Go on a run. Do whatever. I think that I talked about this a lot.
Move the needle.
Last episode, but playing games isn't productive unless you're making money off of it. So stop playing games. That same guy's probably going to respond to this one, but I'm going to look him in the eye and tell him, don't be a loser. But no, that was good. That was first question. Second,
that was just the first question.
That was just the first question.
Oh my gosh,
pretty much major detail. Off. What did this year teach you about yourself as a man or a woman? So
I just went through that.
Yeah, but you can say in the emotional sense. We'll go on the emotional side.
Right, you started off. You
want me to start off?
Yeah. How far are we taking it?
Okay, we can just not too much detail. But for me, it was the situationship.
Oh,
and that.
Oh yeah, I'll comment on that.
Okay,
yeah,
great. It was in that sense where it kind of taught me, since it was my first heartbreak, it taught me on what I should have done different, what mistakes I made, even though I don't believe I made many mistakes or a mistake at all. It was more so just getting ghosted and being ignored, and then it was just a circle of all that. But it was in the sense of not so much not putting yourself out there, but when you're not actually together, don't give that all the effort. I think I gave it
packages.
Yes, I think
everyone has a package.
I think I gave it all the effort when we weren't even together, and that was the main issue.
That's a really good
reflection. And maybe she didn't give it all the effort because she knew we weren't together. I mean, I knew we weren't together, but I still wanted it that badly where I gave it everything I had.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense is when you're talking, at least for a guy, when you're talking to a woman, if you do see her as someone you want to date, I'm not saying ignore her or like purposely text her 2 hours later. It's usually the busiest people that respond to them, like respond to your messages quickest because they just get the work done. But kind of don't take all the time for that person. Keep time for yourself. Because you know how it goes. You're talking to someone, you're excited, and you just wait for them to message back.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Don't forget yourself. Keep going to the gym. Keep doing what you do every day. And for that sense and the emotional sense, I think that's what I'm going to do moving forward.
You know what happens like with situationships? I remember this one time that it started forming into a situationship. You know, that period where, you know, the guy's not fully committing. And I think commitment's a really big thing for me where I need that commitment. I need, you know, and so I was on a TikTok. There was a TikTok that scrolled through and it said, if your future husband would not be proud of what you're doing, let it go.
Yeah.
And when I thought about that, I'm like, you know what? Commitment is a very big thing for me. If he's not able to commit, then this isn't for me. Yeah. And so I let that go. I nipped it in the butt as soon as possible. And that really opened my eyes. And so coming to that consistency to respect yourself that much, to know that I need commitment. If that guy's not going to be able to commit himself, then I have to let it go, even if he seems perfect on paper.
Yeah.
And
rich and whatever else.
Okay, next question.
If you could talk to yourself at the start of this year, what would you say? And if you have any advice for your future
go
self,
hibernate. Wait to 2026.
If you have any advice for your future self for next year, what would you give? So talking to yourself a year ago and a year in the future.
I think this was a very big transition year for me because finished university and I had this whole big plan laid out. You know, I was going to move to the United States right after graduation, and then all these pitfalls, these really big barriers, obstacles just got thrown at me. Some very good big personal things happened which prevented me from moving and you know, these really big emotional impacts. I think the first thing I would tell myself is I don't even know. That's the thing. Because I don't regret how this year came to fruition.
Yeah.
I'm very proud that I chose to take a dance position because I wanted to do something that my younger self would be proud of, because I always wanted to be a singer, right? I accomplished what my parents wanted me to do. I went to university, got my degree. From my younger self, I always wanted to be a singer. And so coming back to dance and performing and being able to help others, it really made me realize that I truly love performing. I love building businesses. I know that I can do things and I'm capable to do things on my own. So that dance position allowed me to pursue entrepreneurship full-fledged. It allowed me to come back to my roots of performing and to start up a vocal agency, entertainment agency, and also my Roca Health.
Yeah.
So
take over or like start getting into your family business as well.
Exactly. I would tell myself, I guess, not to be scared of the unknown.
Yeah.
Because that's a really big thing that like hindered me. And I kept on having a little bit of anxiety. Like, I think anxiety is a good thing to a certain extent. It indicates to you that you're thinking too far in the future. So I needed to pull back. I needed to really be more in the present, which was still scary because I was afraid of like, who's going to stick by me in this entrepreneurship lonely path.
Yeah.
And I had to let go of a lot of people. And that was scary because I really do value friendship. And so being able to know who stuck with me, who supported me, that was a really big indicator for me. So, yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, I would say the ability of letting go. Ability of letting go. I think we're both on the same. But for me,
I think everyone's on the same.
Yeah.
This was a very telling year.
Very attached. Like, just sticky, just attached to everything, you know? It's weird.
Yeah.
But like family wise as well, just kind of getting the sense of you gotta live your own life. Like, sure, you know, you live at your parents' house or whatever it may be, but you gotta live your own life. If your parents are telling you to do something and you don't want to do it and you have other plans, follow your plans. Because I think I've told you this before. At least if you fail on your own, you can blame yourself and you can say, okay, restart, do it again, whatever it may be. You're not going to hate yourself forever. But if your parents tell you to do something and follow this specific way and you follow it, and sure, it could succeed or it doesn't succeed, then you're just going to resent your parents. And then it's just building up resentment and over again. And it's in that sense where you gotta say no. I know, especially for, this is my experience, brown kids, it's much more different because it's this whole it's a bashing idea that your parents will have this sense of control over your life. Like you see a lot of brown guys, like I'm speaking as a brown guy, so I wouldn't, but a lot of brown guys have this is just like puppet control that their parents have over them. Sure, like they love their parents as well, but you got to stand up and say like, no, I'm not doing this. Like you're gonna argue with your parents 100%. But would you rather argue with them now, or would you rather resent them for like a long time because you
How old do you think you can be to be able to say that?
Oh, you got to start early. Like luckily for me, my brother started early, and when he was like 20, so I was 16. He was very much in that not rebellious age, but he's like, I'm gonna do what I want, and I do this and follow his own path. And so then my dad, I don't need to say parents, my dad still tried to push me on a certain way, and now I'm 22. And now basically just tell him to go fuck himself and saying like, I'm not going to, work here anymore. I'm just going to go do my own thing. And at least if I fail, I can restart on my own and I don't want your help.
I think there's a line between our brains don't fully develop till we're in our 20s, different for male and female. And I think parents try their best to guide us because they have the best intention for us. And I thought that's the hardest thing, to be able to be seen as an individual in a family. I come from a lot of siblings. You do as well.
Yeah.
And having that balance between trusting, where they want to lead your life, but at the same time also knowing where you want your life to go.
Yeah.
It's that balance in between and being respectful of everyone's opinions, but also being able to know when enough is enough.
No, yeah, especially know when enough is enough, because that's where the issues start creating, and
especially if there's like don't want kids to go and do some
very deviant,
very specific ways. And like
there's a balance. It's all about balance.
My younger brother, he's 18, and he's very much like he's more rebellious, but he's the youngest. He's more so on that point.
There's signs like towards the youngest.
His like he did what I did in 22 by telling my dad to like fuck off. He's doing that at 18, which I'm proud of him.
Oh, I didn't know he did that already.
Well, not actually saying fuck off, like that's what I said, because he's still too young, but in the sense of he's gonna do what he wants and he's not gonna care about the repercussions.
By the way, we're not saying to do that to your parents.
Yeah, don't tell your parents
a certain
don't
family
tell your
dynamic.
parents to fuck off. I'm just saying in a certain sense. There's certain situations and circumstances. Yeah. But it's that sense where all three of us are just in our own like ways of life and our own paths. And my mom, she's like, you guys are gonna grow how you do, so do what you want. It's not like none of us.
How do you think that brown people should do that in towards like strict parents?
That's hard.
I know it's a fine line. And I know they can get very serious.
They can get very serious, and it gets very bad. I don't know, like I haven't seen much of physical abuse, but there's a lot of verbal abuse where it's the whole thing of, it's our house, we raised you, we did this or that, we came from another continent to give you all this, and you're just gonna go and like, for example, if the person doesn't want to go to university or college and they want to start a business, then the parent's gonna be like, we came all the way here for you to do this and you're gonna do this.
I think the individual should start the business and start balancing that.
Yeah.
Prove it to them. And then like once you meet a marker, set one for yourself and then let your parents know the marker that you set. And if you can reach that, then, compromises are really good.
But for some parents, it's not even about the success or the marker. It's about my child didn't listen to me. That's what it is. My own child is disobeying my order. It's a sense of control. And I know about this because my dad and grandma do the same thing. And even like when I went to my aunt's house and my cousin, he's married to a white girl. And they have a 2-year-old, and I was just talking to, I guess my cousin-in-law. That would be my cousin's wife.
Right.
And I'm just like, because I said it straight up. I'm like, this family is pretty fucked up. So any precautions you have to take, do not let any of them traumatize this child.
Which family? I don't understand.
Like my cousin's family, because my aunt is my dad's sister.
Yeah.
And then my dad has another sister. And then my grandma. So dad, sister.
Are you saying the white girl and
No, like my family.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
like
okay.
my
So not the mix.
No, not the
Yeah.
mix. I'm glad. For me, it's if you're brown and you can, because there's a lot of shitty brown guys and brown girls. If you can find someone that's not brown and you love them and they love you, go for it. I have no issues with that. I think that's great. But it's that sense of I told him, like, whatever happens, do not let them traumatize the child, like growing up, like, because obviously growing up,
I don't think anyone inherently tries to traumatize a child.
Obviously not, but I think they don't have a sense of understanding. Yeah, they have no awareness, and
they weren't raised any better.
Yeah, we've gone through trauma, like growing up as a children and seeing it. So I'm like, don't let that happen to them.
Seeing it,
living it, going through it,
feeling it.
It's a lot, but it's in that sense where I would say of 2025 was definitely learning to just let go, emotional disconnect.
That was the hardest thing.
Yeah, my mom was like to me specifically, you need to learn to emotionally let go of, even though they're like, your blood relative, or like, they're your blood. It's about you that matters most in life.
I'm known to be very loyal. That's always been something that's very instilled in me, especially like family, blood, even friends. I'm very loyal to my friends. Like, I'd do anything for my friends. Maybe not text them back, but then you just gotta call me, okay? But the point is that I forgot the point actually. I don't even know what the hell I was saying.
Well, it was just about what we would tell ourselves, like.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, next question.
Okay. Do you want to say? Do you want to give any advice to your future self? Or what do you imagine? Where do you imagine yourself being? 2026, December 31st. Where do you imagine everything?
I think the biggest thing I gotta learn is that, like, during COVID forced me to do things. I don't think independently is a good word, but to do it without anyone standing by me. So to do it alone. And that was really scary for me. I don't like being pushed into that. I'm very much of an people person, right? Extrovert,
yeah.
And so doing entrepreneurship, feeling alone already, having that, but being able to still do it scared.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. So do it without anyone beside you and keep pushing yourself individually. That's going to be... Yeah, 2026.
2026. No, 100%. Yeah. I think one thing I would say maybe to my future self is focus on work for now. I'm 22. I think I can do a couple of years without dating someone. So I'd say focus on the work, focus on the mission, which is to get rich. I think that's about it.
You've been without.
I've been without my whole life.
You should try something.
And that one instance,
I can help you.
I think
I'll be your wing woman. I'm a really good wing woman.
I think.
How many people have I set up? Is it 4 now? I think I've set up 4 people right now.
I think
you'll be my next project.
I think okay. Let's not say that, but I think I'm good for now. Just work on the business. Once you get rich and you get money, then it's like, then you got girls all over you. Then it's like, then you don't want any of it, So then I can just like find someone that doesn't know who I am and just like take them to Spain and just live in a villa.
My retirement place.
Yeah, exactly. See, I already know what the girls want, so I'm not the problem. I think that's. I think we all know this.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, so we can do emotionally, intentionally. You want to do this one?
You handled badly this year that you would handle differently now.
What is one thing you handled badly this year that you would handle differently now, or going into 2026?
Actually, I'm going to do the opposite. Something I handled really good. I'm very proud this year that there was a certain boundary I had to make with an individual. And no, I don't think I talked about her.
Oh wait, yeah. I think
There's a certain boundary that I'm a very forgiving person. I'm taught in the Bible that to forgive is something that we need to do. In order to move on. And I was confusing forgiveness with boundary setting, where I would set a boundary and then the individual would break the boundary and I would continue to forgive that person and to just move on to make sure that everyone's happy, because it was a full family dynamic thing. Yeah. And being able to set that boundary that I was no longer going to take someone treating me in a narcissistic way that was able to actually create so much more awareness in our family, because we realized that that individual was doing it not just to me but to other people and letting that thing run, which was not good. Like, the way I kind of see life is that if it happens to me, it's fine. If you do it to a friend,
Absolutely not.
World War III.
Yeah.
Like, she comes to defend my friends always. And so having that happen to other people was an absolute no-go. So it's weird seeing it from, like, because I always care about helping other people, even at the detriment of myself sometimes. But, you know, being able to really see that it wasn't just me that was going through it. I was just one of the barriers, one of the victims. Putting that boundary, even though it was someone who was really, really close to us, and no longer being able to take that, made everyone recognize, even though everyone was against me, you know, not talking to that person anymore, setting that boundary, being like, okay, you know what? Like, we're not talking anymore. Done. That complete separation allowed us to actually be able to move forward for the Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
And we actually came into a solution-focused way where we were able to implement the code word orange. So I'm very big on code words. I don't know if I went through it in my relationship contract, the code word purple.
I think you did.
I don't, did I?
I think so. I think you grazed on it a little.
Well, code word orange is a consequence code word. Orange is basically meaning that that person who's doing the harm has to remove themselves for 5-ish minutes to go and recuperate themselves and to come back, because the victim shouldn't be the one who has to remove themselves to be able to enjoy the holidays, because then I'm going to be spending the whole time alone. Yeah. So having that implementation, everyone was on board. Everyone recognized the harm that the individual was doing, because I finally did that consequence, and I wasn't going to go home for the holidays. I was actually going to spend it with someone else. I really put my foot down on this, and I wasn't budging, which allowed everyone to grow and move forward. We were actually able to have a very productive
spent a
holidays.
Good 5 days there?
I think it was like 1 to 2 weeks, actually.
Oh, wow.
Or even like a week and a half. It was a long time. We're talking now.
There you go.
And things are able to be civilized.
There you go. I'm glad.
Doesn't mean I forgive.
Yeah.
On this
one. You can forgive, but don't forget. Because that's when you let the things happen again. So you can forgive the person, be like, okay, it's done, whatever maybe. Don't forget what they did.
I never forgot, but I just let it like happen to be able to people please everyone else at the detriment of myself. But I was no longer willing to put my own needs aside. That when I put down my foot, even though everyone was telling me, let it, you know, like it's gonna be fine, you know, compromise. No, not anymore.
Okay. I think for me I think you already know this. I don't really care. I just don't care.
What's the meaning of life? I don't care.
I just don't care about things, you know. It's like I don't care. Not to say I don't care about people.
You should talk to a philosopher.
I really should. Not to say I don't care about people, but it's like things don't really matter as much as they seem, and I like that mentality, because then it's like nothing really matters. Exactly. And it's like, yeah, you have your loved ones and like people you care about, your friends. It's like obviously you go the mile to do whatever they need or go help them, that's good. But just about other people, I'm just like, don't really care about them. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Even like someone as close as in your close family, I'm like, sucks to suck. If you're gonna kill yourself, what am I gonna do about it? You know, there's nothing I can do. It's really morbid, but
there's therapy.
Yeah, it's a
if they are willing to go to therapy,
they're not. Not my problem. I tried. I gave like 3-4 years. I can't do anything about it now. And learning that this year was fantastic.
Well, I think you can't push people to do things. It doesn't matter if it's for therapy or for anything else. Yeah. I think it's about, you know, putting those options out there, and the individual has to recognize that they want to change. You can't force someone to change.
Exactly. You can't force
That's
someone
just not
to
just
change.
for therapy. That's for life in general.
That's for life. You can't get someone to do something they don't want, no matter how good it is for them. Bars.
Exactly.
It's empty, but
yeah, I know. We do it so hard that the whole thing just
cracks. But yeah, no, I think that's one of the things in 2025 that I think it was good. We both had some good, I'd say, upgrades. We both went through some trauma.
I finished off the year in Dubai.
There you go. Yeah,
that was a highlight. That was such a highlight.
Talk about that a little, the trip and all that, and just a quick summary.
I learned a lot about one thing that I love about traveling. Why I travel is to learn about other cultures and history, right? But this is very different because it's a new economy. And so realizing that the history behind it is a little bit different from all the other places I've been to, like Spain and Cuba, and, you know, that was very interesting to me. And to be able to really learn of how motivative and inspiring the economy is, and they're forward thinking. Actually, I'm very inspired. I think they actually motivated me to have a forward looking take on my business.
Yeah.
My mother and I bought all the books in Dubai of the president, right?
The Sheikh.
Yeah, so we've been reading all those books.
Yeah.
And that has been able to motivate me to look at the UAE plan, to be able to implement some of the things, and to be able to take my business and my life just as seriously as if I was running an economy. The economy is me right now.
There you go.
And we're pushing it forward because I do truly believe that I really do want to help support the community, the people. So be able to have that view and that whole economy that's already doing what needs to be implemented.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring
Talk
to me.
about the fun part. Talk about the fun part in Dubai.
Well, what fun part?
The things you did in Dubai.
The Burj Khalifa.
There you go.
I stayed at the Emirates Hotel.
Yeah.
That was I got to go to the Armani Club, and they put my name up on the screen because it was my birthday. That was amazing. I really enjoyed that.
That's good. I'm glad. You would have went skydiving if I was there, but what would you rate Dubai out of 10? Like the trip itself?
I think it was a well-needed trip that I really needed. It helped me. I think it didn't only help heal me to know that I'm capable and prove to myself about like this is the life that I really envision. Yeah. But also I think it helped heal my mom as well.
That's good.
It was the first trip that me and my mom took.
Oh, wow.
I feel like she was able to I'm not saying be a child in a negative way. I'm saying like have that inner child again where she didn't have to worry. She was very much letting go, and she was able to let me take control in a way that she was able to not worry.
Yeah.
And I think I haven't seen that in her, and she was just so carefree that I loved seeing her like that.
That's good. I think the subcategory for 2025 is letting go. I think that should be the...
This year we let go. Yeah, I'm ready to build. 2026 is building. It is the momentum year, the year of the horse, I believe. Yeah. I think I read it somewhere like Instagram. So I fact check it, it needs to happen. But having that momentum, it's time to go. Put the gas pedal down and just go.
Exactly. That's good. We have a little bonus game that we're gonna do.
We do?
Well, I put it in.
Okay.
As the host, you gotta just put in whatever you want, and we're just gonna challenge you. 2025 hot takes about dating, relationships, masculinity, femininity, culture, New Year edition. So I think I'll go through all 5. I think we both agree on the first one, but most overrated dating belief of 2025. Do you want me to say what I think we both believe?
Yeah, go.
That a relationship isn't 50-50.
Ooh.
I think we talked about this last episode where it's like it's a give and take. One day
it is a give and take.
One person will be more, one person will be less.
But when you think about it, it's like it's very emotional as well. Like it's very like not everyone's going to be, like feeling okay today. It changes every single day. You wake up, you feel mad. You wake up, you feel fantastic, especially if you look into the science behind, women's menstrual cycles, our hormones. You just know it's going to be different. It's very scientific based. I don't think it's a very hot take in of itself. Even 50-50. Actually, I was watching this TikTok about, it was a very funny TikTok, actually. Mm-hmm. I was, I don't spend a lot of time on it, but when I do, it's very fun. Where the girl's like, oh, I spent, $275 on my makeup. I got a whole nail set that cost.
Did you send me that?
I think I did.
I think you said
it costs like $150, and you wanna pay $75 for a meal and say that I'm taking you out, and I was like, ooh,
that's it.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
No, I think I saw a TikTok where it was a girl saying a guy, not that he would never, but the girl always gets more prepared than the guy for the date. I think it's more difficult for the girl to get prepared for a date than it is for a guy.
In all actuality, I think sacrifices happen on both sides.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter about it being 50-50. Well, the point is that both people are making sacrifices in order to come together and meet each other.
Yeah.
Right? Different proportions, different actualities, whatever in regard. I mean, even if a woman shows up without any makeup on, there are sacrifices that each party took to show up.
Yeah. So this question is for you, and the next one's for me. Most toxic mindset men had in 2025. Expert in this, huh?
Oh my gosh. Commitment. I think what I'm not just what I'm seeing online, because online is not like I don't even take that real as like a true realistic what's happening. But from what I've been seeing around my general area I'm not going to drop the location.
Yeah.
What I've been seeing is people not taking commitment in themselves, commitment in their job, commitment in their relationship, especially. And I think if you can't commit to something, doesn't matter for how long. Commitment to me, I mean, yes, a lot of people can view it as a time thing, but you need to give 100%, right? Commitment is showing up every single day and choosing. That's consistency.
Yeah.
And by not committing to yourself includes your job. If you're not giving it all in your job, you're not giving all in yourself. If you're not giving it all in your relationship, doesn't mean by, showing everyone the good, the bad, the ugly all up front within one day or within 3 months, It's about showing up for that person, because how you treat that individual is a reflection of how you treat yourself, right? In your own standards, which is why I was actually reading this thing online where it's like, no one remembers the Rolex watch that you were wearing. People remember the hot wife. And I was like, that's kind of true. Your people who you surround yourself with is a representation of who you are. So you need to commit to these people. And if you're not able to commit to these people, you need to let go of these people for whatever reason.
I think people can also remember the Rolex watch someone's wearing.
You like your Rolex watch.
If I'm wearing a Daytona, that's like $60,000 on a watch. But yes, nonetheless.
I'm not dissing Rolex.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think commitment for men is the main issue, not just to like women, but in general.
Their job, their goals.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think people have become too comfortable and compliant, and I think the phones really help reduce commitment. And I think the only thing they're committed to is scrolling.
Yeah, it's better for us though. We actually work towards our goal.
Yeah.
Because for us to succeed, people have to fail.
Oh, that's very morbid.
It's very true. So
I think having that in commitment becomes discipline.
Yeah.
Right. So
no, 100%.
There you go.
So mine was most unrealistic expectation women have had this year. I think you can probably agree with this. It's expecting a guy in his early 20s to have it all figured out and be rich.
What do you mean?
Like in the sense of, again,
I'm not meaning for you to roll up here in a...
But it's the sense of a guy...
You don't have to have it all figured out.
Yes.
But you do have to know where you want to go.
I've seen it all on social media and even in person where like I talk to some of my friends and they want, like, we're obviously the same age and they want a guy that's like either making a lot of money or has like nice cars and all this. I'm like, bro, we're 22. Like people just like the average person just graduated university.
I feel like right now there's a very polarized expectation on social media. It's either get rich fast and have this and have that. And if you don't have that, you should be like disappointed in yourself. I think there is a balance between, yes, you want to have the Rolex, you want to have this, you want to, be rich, as you say, and you need to be working towards that. I think it's the journey in between, meaning that if you have that Rolex, Rolex does not mean you have a Rolex. Rolex means that you have discipline, you're able to solve needs, that you're able to help people, because by helping people means that you get money from that.
It's not even the watch, it's a symbol. If somebody sees a Rolex and you're going to a nice restaurant, they're going to treat you differently.
That's because you earned it.
Because you earned it. And they're like, oh, that's on a high-end watch. They're going to treat you really, really different. And I think it comes back to the sense, it's not even about the money. It's not mainly about the nice watch or the cars. It's about freedom. You want the freedom to go where you want, to do what you want, when you want, to skip this line or do whatever. It's not even about the house or the car or whatever. It's about getting freedom. And the only way to get freedom is to be rich.
So I think that also knowing that like our lifespan is now 80 plus years on average, having that, if you have everything accomplished by your 20s, yes, you want to be able to live life and live comfortably, but you have to aspire to these goals and continuously moving forward, being able to overcome barriers and challenges and obstacles. And not everyone starts at the same level, right? It's what you've been able to overcome. And I think what's much more attractive is knowing that a guy who is able to, any person actually, even in my friends, that they're able to overcome obstacles that were thrown at them and continue to move forward. That is one of the most aspiring things. That's why everyone loves the rags to riches stories, because it's about the barriers people had to overcome.
It's about the grit.
The grit while being graceful.
No, but I agree with you with 100%. It's the journey. It really is. It's the journey, and it's the people you meet along the way. Because once you reach that goal, either you break another ceiling or you're never going to reach your final goal, because there's always something else you want to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's ever content with the goal, because the goal is always new and it's always changing.
I was talking to one of my mentors, and they said this really good quote that I really liked. They said, business is all about pivoting. And I think that's an excellent thing, because the way that they described it is like, business is not about success, because there's not a singular word or singular thing that you can do to define success. It can't be just like a money marker, meeting your goals. It's about pivoting. Yeah. And I think that's a really key word. And I think that's what 2025 was all about. 2025 was all about pivoting away from people, pivoting towards other people, figuring out.
Towards your path.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, 2025 was.
Is that the quote? That's my quote.
That's your quote.
Pivot. That's my quote.
There you go.
Pivot. Quote friends. Pivot. Pivot.
Pivot. If only we were British. But we got two more. Something society needs to leave in 2025. You're a quote unquote therapist, or close enough. What do you think from the average person talking?
I don't want to say expectations, because I feel like, I don't know, this is a hard one, because expectations, in a way, that's the first thing that popped in my mind. Yeah. Because I feel like there are unrealistic expectations online. I'm not saying that from like, like this person's an APAC. I'm not saying it like that. Yeah. What I'm saying is that there are expectations that people have on themselves, like, I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of this year, or I'm going to be all healed or fixed. Sometimes you can't put a time limit on healing. You can't put a time limit on how you want to help people, because God's going to throw things in your way that you didn't even expect. Yeah. These expectations are sometimes unrealistic. It's good for you to have goals, but there are things that you can't even predict for that are going to be thrown into your life. That's what this year was. This year was about, I had expectations, and all these barriers that I didn't foresee got thrown in, and that didn't tarnish, but that created a huge hindrance in meeting my expectations. So this year feels not like a failure in the goals that I set at the beginning of at the end of 2024 was definitely not what I expected this year to be. But this year led me in a different path that is so much greater than I could have ever predicted. Yeah. So let go of expectations. Do have visions and have goals for yourself. But know that there will always be obstacles that you can't foresee. And it's about how you deal with them that shows the grit and who you are as a person.
I like it. Yeah. No, 100%. I think we're both on that same page in terms of just expectations, because people put expectations on themselves, but then don't even work towards that expectation. And when it fails, they think, it's impossible, And that's where I'm like, you didn't even give it 50%. You didn't even give it 60%. Yeah. So that's your fault.
I always think that if you have a goal, move up your timeline. Yeah. Because there's a scientific article that I was reading that said that if you predict that it's going to take you a month, then your brain is physically going to make you take that whole month. Yeah. If you say, this is due tomorrow, this is due tonight, this is due this week, you will take the amount of time and the effort. Yeah. Exactly. To accomplish it in that time. 100%. So
I like that. I think we both agree. Expectations, letting go.
Become a millionaire by the end of tonight.
By
tonight.
Buy as many lottery tickets as you can and just swing on it.
Oh, gamblers take.
Oh my God. I'll talk about that after. But the last one, something society should bring into 2026. I was going to say a pretty basic one, but just kindness overall. There's a lot of people that just not even Yeah, I'd say kindness. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people that are just not mean, but aren't very, or happiness, that happy with their lives. Like I was
How do you define kind? Because I think there's a lot of ways. I think
kindness.
Aura.
Yeah, but kindness is being who you are no matter what. Even if someone authenticity. Sure. Actually, we can go with that because it's like a whole, like the whole debate, like the nice guy and then the gentleman, whatever. I mean, just comparing those two. The nice guy does things in his favor. He's going to be nice to someone so he can get that in return, like the niceness. When you're kind, you just do things because that's who you are.
Just not expecting
without expectations. I'm not going to hold the door for someone to expect them to say thank you. I'm just going to hold the door. If they say thank you, it's great.
I think we should implement back into 2026 like a human element, because I feel like the environment that I'm surrounded in, I feel like people prefer their phones over human connection. There's actually I'm feeling people are feeling more safer with their phone in their hand than having their phone in their bag, leaving it at home. I get that there's a safety element. I 100% understand that. But what I'm saying is that people are becoming, I'm not generalizing this, I've been reading studies about it, more compliant with phones as opposed to just like that human element.
No, 100%. I have friends who like
put back in.
I have friends who like message me instead of call me. It's like you either answer.
Call me, bro.
You either answer.
You think I'm gonna answer a message? Call me. Like, you want to answer now? You call me.
Answer my call, or I'm going to block you. Why am I messaging you?
Like call me once. If I don't pick up, I'm busy.
You have that whole like
If you call me twice, I know it's an emergency, and I will pick up no matter what. I know a situation happened with my girl over here, and she knows. She's very respectful, right? But I was in a board meeting, and she called me twice, and I immediately had a feeling where I exited the board meeting, and you were in trouble. So I'm really No,
100%, and I'm like,
I don't abuse that system.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
When am I ever?
I know.
But it's that sense of, even with my friends, and I call them and they call me back or message me. I'm like, did you lose your phone? Did you throw it out the window? Like why are you messaging me? Don't fucking message me. Call me back.
Call me.
It's weird. People don't like that human connection, which I dislike very much. I think next time I go on a date, I'm gonna tell the girl, it's like, let's leave our phones just turned off.
That's why a lot of people are actually implementing these businesses that these connection zones where people have to leave their phone at the door in a basket. I really like that.
Just turn your phone off. Let's turn the phone off for these 2 hours and just talk. Yeah. I think that's pretty good.
Of course, there's a balance between, using AI to help you.
Yeah, ChatGPT is great.
Yeah.
But
okay.
No,
is that it? Is that it for
2026? I think that's
a wrap on 2025. We should create like those new that's a wrap on 2025.
Oh, like we'll have a soundboard. It's a soundboard. Yeah, just like DJ it. But I think you already said your quote. What was one word? Pivot. Mine. I think this is pretty accurate to what I think I already sent you my quote, but it was consider how hard it is to change yourself, and you'll understand how foolish it is to think you can change someone else.
Dang.
Guys,
you're coming out with bangers.
Work on yourself. Fuck everyone else, even if it's your family. All right,
and that's a wrap on 2025.
2025.
We're gonna use this sound for our new that's a wrap 2025.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching. This is the last episode of 2025.
We will see you in 2026.
We'll see you in 2026 in about a week, which is kind of crazy. That
new outfits, new dresses.
New outfits, new dress, new jobs.
Open the wallet.
New podcast. Okay. You gotta you open the wallet.
But I can.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
New year, new episode.
New episode.